The response of the Conservative Party to the arrival of Nigel Farage on the general election scene has been to toughen up their stance and threaten to leave the European Court of Human Rights, the ECHR. And Sir Robert Buckland, the Tory chair of the Commons Northern Ireland Committee, has warned that to do so would disrupt, shred the Good Friday Agreement. And two parts of the recent laws put forward by Suella Braverman, the Illegal Immigration and the Legacy Act, have fallen foul of the High Court in Belgium. And it says that these should not apply to that region on the grounds that they contravened the convention. And it's simply madness that the Conservative Party, which is supposed to conserve and look after, treasure our history and build on past successes, is out to destroy everything it can possibly see. Burning bridges is easier than building them. And one should remember, destruction is simpler than construction. And if the Conservative Party wishes to go down in history as the party that wielded the knife, as the party that tried to destroy our unwritten constitution, it will succeed in obliterating itself, in facing not only electoral but actual annihilation. Its members will cease to exist. It may no longer get power in the parliament. It may no longer be a governing party, but it will cease to exist if it continues to challenge history in this way, simply because it feels threatened by some bogeyman from Clacton now covered in banana milkshake. The milkshaking of Farage, the milking of Farage, is simply a foretaste of the lactation that will drip onto Conservative members should they decide that this is the way forward and this is what should be in the manifesto. What utter twits. They have no grand idea. They're simply throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. Well, I can tell them something will stick. The middle ground, the One Nation Tories, the Blue Rinse Brigade, will simply walk away. They may not know where they're walking to. They may not vote in this next election. But be absolutely assured, they won't tolerate this nonsense. They are not spaghetti eaters in this way. They're not going to go around the place peeling off the bits of spaghetti that have somehow or other miraculously stuck to the whitewash of fantasy. Mr. Sunak is rapidly crossing the line from sanity to insanity. And this is madness. And I'm not surprised that the saner members of the Conservative Parliamentary Party have thrown in their hats and have walked away. I am not remotely surprised, because if I were there, I would have walked away. This is insanity. And Farage is not a serious threat to real conservatism, but it is a threat to the tufties. Yes, because there's no difference between Farage and the tufties. Liz Truss is already a member of Reform in all but name. Lee Anderson has actually taken the step of joining them. This is not the Conservative Party. And this is a nasty version of conservatism. Now, you could trace it all the way back to some of the movements of Thatcherism, some of the darker movements of Thatcherism. Yes, I entirely concede that. And Thatcherism changed the nature of the Conservative Party. In some ways it rescued the Conservative Party from the doom of Edward Heath, but in some ways it opened the door to Farage and more. Well, I am itching to introduce you to the man behind the dolphin, and I shall do so, and we may even get the dolphin to do some speaking if we're clever. But this route for the Conservative Party is not a route. I will be more outspoken against the Conservatives than I have been if this is the route they wish to go down. I don't know really whether I'm more determined to stop Farage or more determined to stop the Conservatives. The Conservatives are already wiped out in this election. It's how they're wiped out which is the next issue. Because if they're wiped out simply to become a version of the Reform Party, they will never recover.